Thus, the process of purifying manifest circumstances, the parameters of one's conduct, within basic space comes down to the key point that the fruition, timeless freedom, is present as a naturally abiding state. Therefore, in order to demonstrate that point, it can be shown that basic space is an infinite state of timeless freedom. All phenomena are timelessly free in awakened mind, and so there is no phenomenon that is not free. Images of men, women, horses, oxen, and so forth manifest due to the interdependence of such factors as substances and the power of magic spells. Yet all of them are timelessly free within that context. So these horses and oxen, being mere manifestations that are clearly apparent without truly existing, do not actually exist in their own right. Similarly, all phenomena of the universe of appearances and possibilities, whether of samsara or nirvana, simply arise within the scope of awareness as magical expressions of the ground of being, manifesting as sensory appearances. But they have never existed in essence, and so are referred to as illusion in all its variety. Since sensory appearances manifest without having any independent nature, they are timelessly free within the scope of awareness. The great Garuda states, timeless natural freedom is the very absence of any cause of being freed. This mode of freedom can be explained in detail. One way in which things are timelessly free is that they have no basis or foundation. That is to say, it is the nature of phenomena that even as they appear, they are found to be empty. This is conventionally described as timeless freedom. In this sense, they are labelled from the point of view of their never having truly existed by nature. For what manifests as samsara and nirvana is simply the display, nominally bad or good, arising from awareness, the ground of being, as the manifest aspect of that ground. This is similar to good and bad dreams. Concerning the sensory appearances of samsara, the outer aspect manifests as sense objects, both the animate and inanimate universe, and is referred to as the universe of appearances and possibilities. This includes the inanimate universe of appearances, manifesting as expressions of the 5 elements, and the animate universe, which by nature consists of all possible life forms undergoing pleasure and pain due to karma and afflictive emotions. The inner aspect, what manifests as mind, includes mind in the desire realm, which involves conceptual elaboration, and mind in the higher realms, which constitutes states of meditative absorption that do not involve conceptual elaboration. All of these appearances are like dream images, for even though they manifest, they have no ultimate validity, and so, timelessly, they are clearly apparent without truly existing. It can thus be shown that there is total freedom in the timeless emptiness of characteristics. the natural freedom of awareness states. Similarly, all phenomena, states of ordinary consciousness and things, are free in their very essence. And the great Garuda states, what are called the 6 classes of beings are empty, mere labels that are applied. Due to the key point of emptiness and timeless freedom, nothing need be done. And that itself is not some destination to arrive at, but a timelessly uncontrived state. Since awareness's own manifestations arise as dream images and illusions, it can be shown that, having no basis, pleasure and pain are timelessly free in their equalness and purity. Within the very essence of this dream, pleasure, pain, indifference, the purity of the realms of Buddhahood, and the impurity of being's confused perception, all abide in such a way that in essence they have no basis. And so they are timelessly free, for they are devoid of any causal factor that could initially bring them into being, since they are continuous, being by nature mere sensory appearances. They arise as emptiness by the very fact of their manifesting like reflections. In the present moment, they are free in their abiding, for they are devoid of any abiding essence. since they have a continuous manifest quality as a display of responsiveness. They lack any cause and are free of any condition that could lead to their cessation. Thus, in the final analysis, they arise as apparitions that come and go. They are free of limitation, for they are continuous and pure, in accord with the 8 metaphors for illusoriness. They are free as an illusory display, the unity of appearance and emptiness. Similarly, all phenomena with characteristics are free within the state in which they cannot be characterized. All phenomena, all compounded things, are free within the empty state in which nothing need be done. All phenomena manifesting naturally without being reified are free within the empty state of total purity. And the great Garuda states, material things cannot be supported in open space, and mind is never subject to extremes. To whom can samsara and lower states of rebirth appear ever to have existed? Without true existence, like dreams, magical illusions, and castles in the air, they are false appearances. It is impossible for them to have the impact of truth. In a similar vein, the exalted discourse on the most majestic state of meditative absorption states, it is like conjurers of illusion emanating forms before large crowds of people, creating a variety of horses, elephants, chariots, and so forth. If examined for what they are, they do not manifest as things that exist. Understand all phenomena to be thus. And the intermediate length mother states, O Subhuti, all phenomena are like dreams, like illusions. Even Nirvana is like a dream, like an illusion. If there were any phenomenon greater even than Nirvana, it would also be like a dream, like an illusion. What is greater than Nirvana is naturally occurring timeless awareness, because it serves as the ground of Nirvana or samsara. Depending on whether or not one has gained realization of its basic space. A song of realization says, mind itself alone is the seed of everything. Everything in conditioned existence, and Nirvana unfolds from it. Homage to mind, which is like a wish-fulfilling gem that grants the fruition of one's desires. The all-creating monarch states, The very nature of awakened mind is the heart essence of all phenomena without exception. Unborn and totally pure, it is unobscured, free of any path to traverse. It has no potential for error. Timelessly and spontaneously present. It is not something to seek. Since the path to traverse is pure like space, it can be shown to be timelessly free, beyond any conscious striving. Within the essence of awareness, nothing exists as levels of realization, spiritual paths, view, meditation, and so forth. So you should realize that these are timelessly free within the supreme context in which nothing need be done. For even if you tried to create them within the scope of awareness, your attempts would be substantially at odds with what you intended to accomplish. The Pearl Garland states, not altered by conduct, sensory appearances are free, not sought in meditation. Objects of the phenomenal world are free. With nothing posited through view, there is freedom from affirmation and denial, not fettered by any fruition. Natural mind is free. The timeless seal is applied to sensory appearances. and the great Garuda states, due to the key point of emptiness and timeless freedom, nothing need be done, and that itself is not some destination to arrive at, but a timelessly uncontrived state. Given that the spontaneous vastness of the heart essence manifests timelessly as sense objects, mantra repetition, ascetic practices, and states of meditative stability obscure that very essence. The transformation of syllables and virtuous physical and verbal acts contradict the key point, the naturally pure state of timeless freedom. And the all-creating monarch states, awakened mind is like space. In mind itself, the true nature of phenomena, which is like space, there is no view to cultivate in meditation, no samaya to uphold, nothing to seek in enlightened activity, nothing to obscure timeless awareness, no levels of realization on which to train, no paths to traverse, no subtle factors, no duality, and no interdependence. There is no definitive or conclusive statement concerning mind, since it is beyond value judgments. There are no pith instructions for coming to some decisive experience. This is the view of awakened mind, great perfection.